What is up, bro? It's me, Josh here, bringing you a quick video on the upcoming Ranked Season 5. Holy smokes, it's finally here. It seemed like just yesterday we were grinding through, but it's that time again, fellas. And Ranked Season 5 is coming soon. 3 more days. It's the 28th, as you can see in the bottom right corner. So October 1st is when it launches, and that's when we start grinding and crying and getting our free stuff again, especially all those flags. So hope you guys are ready. Now this video is going to be over what ships are going to be good at the tiers that are played this season. Also, just a quick little overview right here. There will be a link down in the description with the link to this site right now. This is on World of Warships right now, so you can check it out. I will add a link down below. So let's kind of go over Ranked Season 5. Now we've kind of seen there's been something a little different for every season, and this one is different as well. So let's go over really quick. Stuff you can get: camouflage, commemorative flag, credits, doubloons, bragging rights. It's been like that every season, so there we go. We finally get some stuff. Season starts at rank 23. Never really started at rank 25 since what, the first couple seasons? And if you, whatever rank you were last season, you get stars, so you won't have to start all the way back at 23 if you got rank 1. I think you start at like 16. I think you have to end up playing like a couple games in the lower bracket before you get back up. So whatever rank you got for last season, you get extra stars for the upcoming season. So that's kind of nice. Looks like they are going to keep the top score on the losing team is going to keep their stars. So I do kind of like that. I'm assuming we'll see the same amount of stars as last season, which was an increase in stars. So it's good to kind of see this. It'll be interesting to see if they add the bonus star in. I doubt it, though. And it also says, don't worry, you can't lose any stars up until 16, so I guess that's kind of nice as well. Rewards, you get 1,000 doubloons for each rank 2, 2,500 for each rank 1. That's the same as last season. Jolly Roger 1, 2, and then the Flint. So if you got, what is it? If you got Jolly Roger 1 and 2 in the latest series of events, you can then get the Flint still. So if you didn't get it last season, you still have the chance of getting it this season. Now, I don't know if they are consecutive. I have heard that it is consecutive. I've heard it's not consecutive. So I don't really know what the correct answer is. But if you got rank 2 or rank 1 and 2 of the previous seasons, and then you get it a third time, it looks like you can get the Flint still. So there you go. Now broken up into leagues. League 4 is, I think everyone's going to start there no matter what. If you are rank 1 from last season or a high rank, you have less games to play, of course. If you're brand new, you start all the way back at 23, so good luck, have fun. But that's going to be tier 6. Now, in the past, we've seen tier 6 and 7, or tier 5 and 6 for the first part, then 7 and 8. We've seen tier 5 and 6, and 6 and 7. So this is the kind of the first season where it's one tier for one tier for the other. So tier 6 at League 4, that's up to rank 16. Then after that, it's only tier 8. So that's all you got to worry about is tier 8's prizes, the same ships, same flags for getting up to each separate rank 15, rank 10, and rank 5. Repair costs, so those are only during the season, so those don't stay after the season, so just keep that in mind. The Jolly Rancher 1, or the Jolly Roger 1, that's it the first time you ever gotten it. If you got rank 1 twice, you got the Jolly Roger 2. And now they've actually just added this in if you got the rank 1 3 times. And I've already got rank 1 3 times, so technically it'll be a 4th time if I do get it this season. You actually get another flag, which is, I think, is kind of cool. So there will be very, very few people that actually have this flag. So I do kind of think that's kind of neat, I guess. It's probably the same amount of people that have the Flint right now. There should be a decent amount of people that actually will have this, so it's kind of cool. Added a new commemorative flag, so it's kind of cool. You get that at rank 15, so just playing a couple games, and then you can get to rank 15, then you're good to go. So I will add a link down below with all this information. You can check it out. It's a quick little overview on what you can earn and all that kind of stuff. But let's dive in to what ships are going to be popular, and in my opinion, and kind of how to prepare for it. Now, starting into League 4, you will be playing Tier 6 and Tier 6 only, so I think Tier 6 is actually a very fun tier. There's a lot of really good ships, as in all the battleships are good, most of the destroyers are good, and some of the cruisers are pretty competitive. So I think all in all, it's a pretty solid tier, especially if you're a battleship player. We're going to be seeing a lot of New Mexicos, a lot of Fusos. I think the Arizona will do very well. The Warspite, I think, will do pretty well. Really, I think even the Bear and the German, you can't go wrong with any battleship. Honestly, at this tier, you can't go wrong with any battleship. You'll do very well. I think they're all strong at this tier. I think there are some that are a little bit stronger, like the Arizona, I think is the best tier 6 in the game. The Baron is really good, but it has a lack of range. The Dunker, I think, will even do well. Just keep in mind, guys, you only need to get to rank 15. It's only up until 16 that you have to play rank tier 6, so just keep that in mind. The skies will be run by Ryujos, controlling the sky. Like I said, this most likely won't take the majority that long to get to rank 15, so just keep that in mind. Farragut's and Anshans are going to run the table when it comes to destroyers. The Matsuki and the Ogdemoy just don't stand a chance against these guys. The Matsuki's has low detection, but really, I mean, if they are found, they're not that much stealthier than the Anshan with the 15-point captain and the Farragut. But I mean, if they're just found, the Matsuki is just a really stealthy torp, destroyer, which isn't really that strong, honestly, in the current meta. So Farragut and Anshan are gonna be the two strongest. Ogdemoy will be annoying but relatively easy to kill, and the Matsuki can be really sneaky. But I don't know if it has enough output or potential damage output to really have a massive impact on a consistent basis. So Farragut, Anshan, go to. The cruisers, Molotov is solid. Cleveland is always solid. I mean, you honestly can't go wrong with any of the cruisers. The only thing is, at this tier, cruisers do get punished a lot, and most likely the queues will be all battleships and destroyers. You won't see too many cruisers. Just because at this tier, like, a Molotov turned at kind of the wrong angle just gets murdered. Same thing with the Cleveland, same thing with that. You can be super annoying. You have to play really cautious, though. But really, I think this is really good tier. This is a fun tier to start out with, at least, and kind of build towards your tier, especially if you don't have one. So this will be a fantastic tier to just get started, get warmed up for ranked, and really get started in the ranked season that is ranked season 5, and really start getting in that zone of playing and kind of what you're going to play, especially at tier 8 as well. But let's dive into the tier 8s. Those are the tier 6s. Like I said, any battleship will do. Most of the destroyers with decent guns are going to do well. And honestly, if you like playing cruisers, you can't go wrong with any of the cruisers at this tier. They're all good at spamming HE. They all do well damage-wise. Like I said, I think probably the Molotov Cleveland will do the best. Cleveland's pretty solid, too, because of any AA. The Budyani is really good. You can't go wrong. Tier 6, I think, is a good starter tier, but tier 6 only. Remember that. Tier 6 only, then tier 8 only. And here we are in the tier 8s. Now, if you guys had played ranked in the past season, tier 8 was kind of the go-to. It was just last season that tier 7 was the top tier, but tier 8 is the new top tier. So I kind of like that it's gone back to it. In the past, we saw basically battleships, a couple of Tagos, and destroyers. This latest season, we saw a decent mix, but it was basically battleships and destroyers again. Now, I think with the change to radar and the change to, the addition of this ship, I honestly think that we're going to see maybe fewer destroyers this season. And the change to radar, I mean, is the faster reload on it. So basically cut in half. Right now, I think we're going to see a lot more of this ship, the Chapayev. The Chapayev is a fantastic ship. It's honestly a monster. The only thing it doesn't have compared to the other stuff is the smoke and heal, which I'm comparing it to the Kutuzov and the Atago. But this thing is actually really, really, really good. It has an awesome rate of fire, high fire chance, and it has radar. What did we see so much in the past? We saw a monster amount of destroyers. What do you need to see those destroyers? Radar. What was wrong with radar in the past? The cooldown was too damn long. Now they've cut it in half. This thing is going to be really, really, really good. So I would expect to see Chappies, a lot more of them this season, because out of all the current line ships in the game outside of premiums, this is, I think, going to be the best, easily the best premium ship for ranked in the tier 8 bracket. Although I think the Tago will continue to be the best cruiser, bar none. Having the heal, having the stealth, on top of that, having good torpedoes, you can actually stealth torp with a 15-point captain. This is the go-to always and forever, I think, at tier 8. Another fantastic ship, I think a close second, is the Kutuzov. The meta, we went to smoke, smoke, smoke. This is the one cruiser that does have smoke at this tier, and it's a beast. So this thing can do a ton of damage. It's also very fragile. It doesn't have the lowest of detection, so the Tago has that on top of it. It has decent torps. The Kutuzov is really good at picking on battleships and destroyers. It's very accurate, good rate of fire. but the smoke could potentially be really, really good for it. I just don't think it's quite as strong as the Otago, but this is a crazy strong ship. Also, really good AA on the ship. So, Otago, Kutuzov, Chappie. Those are going to be the top three. Hipper, Oyugan are not as good, not competitive enough to warrant a spot. New Orleans. Oh, Josh, New Orleans has radar too. New Orleans is not good enough. I'm sorry, USN Cruisers. You're USN Cruisers. Keep that in mind. Those top three are going to be the go-to. The Hipper, I just don't think is good enough either to compete at the top level. You'll just get burnt down HE wise. Or aircraft carriers, I don't have it, but the Shokaku is going to be the go-to. Lexington fighter build might be all right. But Shokaku fighter build / balance will be the way to go, honestly. And we haven't seen too many aircraft carriers on the American server, North American server. So if we do see them, it's either going to be Lexington or Shokaku. I mean, those are the only tier 8s, but I think Shokaku is definitely going to be the strongest, as it is the stronger of the two. Now, battleships. We have a curveball, and that is the Bismarck. The Bismarck, I think, in my opinion, is the best tier 8 battleship in the game. Secondary build, that's all you need to know. It's going to be insane, and I think this is going to be something that really impacts the amount of destroyers in the upcoming rank season. Not only do they have more radar to deal about, if they are spotted, they have a Bismarck to worry about. I assume they have a Bismarck to worry about. So the secondaries on this thing are crazy, especially if you have a 15-point captain. It's just absolutely gnarly. It can chew up any ship, keep them lit on fire at like 10.6 kilometers. You're going to be using all the flags as well. This thing is a freaking beast at just lighting things on fire. Bismarck will be the go-to battleship. If you haven't got it, be sure to get it. With the turtleback armor too, you can take a hell of a beating compared to other stuff. It's so hard to citadel these battleships. It's kind of like the Tirpitz. You can citadel them, and they do take a lot of just pure penetration damage, but they don't take that monster citadel as if you were in a NorCal, an Amagi, something like that. So the Bismarck will be the go-to battleship with the secondary build. I just think it's too good, has great AA anyway. This is going to be the go-to battleship. I think in my opinion, followed by the NorCal. I think the NorCal is still an amazingly good tier 8. Fantastic AA. And just being able to kind of do the front on and just kind of take a ton of damage. Tirpitz probably third with, you could probably still even go secondary build and be semi-aggressive with the Torps. And I'm sorry, Amagi, you'll probably be last. The Amagi, just compared to everything else, doesn't have the durability. And with kind of the bow on, they didn't add in those changes. So you're going to have, 60% of your guns not being able to point forward. I'm not saying Amagi's a bad ship. I just think it's the worst out of these 4. With how the meta is working right now, you'll still see Amagis, but I just don't think they'll be as competitive as the other ships. Now, destroyers, Bensons. That's really all I need to know. Bensons, occasional Lo Yang, wishing they had an extra gun. Bensons and Lo Yang, you'll see Fubukis, but if a Fubuki's spotted by a Benson, it's gonna die. Tashcan, the detection is way too high, so if you're a Bismarck and you see a Tashkent within secondary range, you click on him, he'll be spotted for almost the entire game. I just think Bensons. It got me, season 2 and season 3, Benson got me rank 1. I honestly just don't think the Lo Yang is as good as the Benson, so Benson it's the best tier 8 destroyer. I don't care who you are. It just really is. So we'll see a couple Lo Yangs, though. The only bad thing about the Lo Yang is people that have it most likely don't have a 15-point captain. It's really hard to get a 15-point captain on these because there's only 2 Pan-Asian ships if you have both of them. I have one. I'm on my way to my second one. I have a Lo Yang and an Anshan captain, but if you only have the Lo Yang, it's pretty tough to get a 15-point captain, so that's the downside, not having that 15-point captain. As in the Benson, you can, if you have the Sims or you have, any other USN premium, you can help train that captain, and you've had so long to train it as well. So, so kind of the recap for Tier 8. Bismarck's going to be the best battleship. I think Otago is going to be the best cruiser, and Benson the best destroyer, with Shokaku being the best CV. In my opinion, that's going to be what you'll see the most of out of those classes. Now, you're going to see not too many people probably with 15-point Bismarck captains. Otago, you'll see 15-point. Benson's, you should see plenty. That is what I would work on, guys. You got a couple more days. You have the dragon flags. Get those captains level 15 to make you a lot more competitive, especially when it comes to destroyers. You really need to get those um, 15 point captains to get that detectability low, especially on cruisers as well if you want to run that. So one, get your captains ready. Two, start using your flags once rank starts. Be sure to use detonation flags. Honestly, if you don't have detonation flags, the detonation module isn't that bad of an idea. You really, really don't want to detonate in a rank game because it puts your team at such a disadvantage, and it just can kind of wreck you with not even, if you lose, you won't even save a star because it'd be so low. So work on captains. Once the rank season hits, don't be afraid to use 8 out of 8 flags. Just, take rank season easy. Don't push yourself too hard. It's a fun game mode if you let it be fun. If you grind it too hard and let it take over, go on the win streaks and the lose streaks and get super salty at it, that's when ranked really gets you. So take it easy, guys. This is just a quick little preview on this upcoming season. Have fun in it. It starts in 3 days. So get your captains ready, get your ships ready, make sure you got what you want. Don't be afraid, too, with how the meta has changed within the last, 6 months or whatever. Don't be afraid to try other ships at the start of the match. You're going to be playing against a lot easier competition at the start than you will later. So find out what ship you want to play first, then dive into it. Have fun, guys. Take rank slow. Don't get mad at it. If you get mad at it, play something else or play a different mode. It's not going anywhere. You got a month and a half to get rank 1. Get that Jolly Roger flag, guys. I have been me, Josh. Remember, like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.